ride through that gas as you normally would. However, depending on where your gas is that second day, to determine whether or not you need to fill up. But you always want to at least be over half tank of gas. I have seen investigators not be mindful of the gas situation and literally have to break off a case. When we talked about the reciprocity and the multiple licenses, prime example. That person get in that car and decide, going to Murder Beach today. Keep in mind, sometimes these people aren't working. You know what I'm saying? So they've got nothing else to do. You know, kids may be gone for the summer or, you know, everybody's, we'll go for a ride. You know, I'll never forget I had a situation, I think it was early on in my situation. Somebody actually contacted us looking for an investigator. And I don't know if it had something to do with, you know, whatever it may happen to do. But I thought it was interesting for the mere fact that, you know, like most people, you know, I could be anywhere on any given day. You know, I can say, tomorrow I'm going to Birmingham. So if you're not prepared, you're on that full tank of gas, you know, you have to break off that class. Yeah. Or if you're working the case and let's just say it's day 2 and that subject goes to the gas station, I recommend you start to get gas too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can pull over to another pump, you know, depending on how skilled and savvy you are in that particular situation. You could be getting video or you're getting gas, and then, hey, because 9 times out of 10, they're filling up.
They're headed somewhere.
They're headed somewhere else. Yeah. So, mobile surveillance. That's mostly what investigators will be doing. You know, the mobile surveillance. You know, we talked about the GPS. We talked about, you know, the setup, all the things that you have, the smartphones in terms of having information accessible, tablets, laptops, all of those things. It's a very powerful tool, the mobile surveillance, because that way you help your video should paint a picture. You know what I'm saying? So if your report says, you know, hey, I arrived there at 6, or your update, you know, before we start talking about reports, arrived at 6, plane came out at 8, pulled the trash can in, you know, wheeled the trash can down, went back in, the kids got in the car, they got in the car, backed out the driveway. You want to be able to document that with video as it's actually happening, if it's possible.